Okay, today what I'm going to show you is, do you ever get out to the dock and you have no place to put your bait fish that you're catching? Well, I found a real inexpensive way to make a bait holder for out at your dock. And the nice thing about it is they will cost you less than $10. At the Walmart, they sell a pop-up hamper. This particular one is white because white is $3.50, where the black one is a little bit more money. So this is going to be, in a couple weeks, this will be black too, so you don't have to worry about that. But that's what you want to pick up. You want to pick up, and I'm going to put the ad for this that we got right off of the website on the video so that you'll see exactly which item that I'm talking about. But what this does is this opens up, and it's a spiral, and it's a nice little netted, almost like drum shape. Now, if it was just put the fish in there, this is probably going to float away and sink. So, this is $3.50. This is about $3. This is a noodle. I'm sure that you've seen these for swimming pools and to float on. What we're going to do is we're going to take the noodle and we're going to wrap this around the top so that we have a flotation device for our Fishkeeper. And we're going to secure that. You can use a piece of rope. What I have here is I found this out in the garage. This is some old like dog tether cable. It's a plastic coated cable. And this will rust out, but I think it'll last a little bit longer than any type of rope that you would put on. And then I have a little pack of brackets that's used for this cable, so we can secure it up and make a little loop so that we can tie it off. So, I'm going to feed this through and I'll be with you in a moment. Okay, so what I did is I put the cable. Now what you're going to do is you're going to wrap this around the top like so, and it may or may not reach, and it's okay if it doesn't reach. And you're going to take these metal little clamps and you're going to put them one in one way and then one in the opposite direction. You're going to need a little socket wrench or a little wrench to tighten it up. And the reason why we're going to use two of these is because I'm going to put a second one on there, which you don't really need, but what that's going to do is that's going to make a loop. I'm going to put one like right here. So we'll have a loop in there, and then we can use that to tether this to the dock, wherever we're going to tether it. Okay, so what I've done is I attached the first bracket on, and now I'm attaching the second bracket. And I would have done this off camera, but on my last lesson, I had a little bit of critique from my son, who said I didn't have enough detail. So this, for the rest of you know how to put these brackets on, but for my son, in case he watches this, just want to show a little bit more detail of how you tighten this up on the bracket. And you do it just like so. One and then the other. Right, and now for the last step, what we're going to do is, as you can see, we have this around it, but this is not very secure, and it could possibly, although there's a metal ring around the top, it could possibly come loose, and we don't want to do that. So what we do is we change our fishing line often. This here happens to be some old nylon fishing line, 80-pound test. And what we're going to do, I believe this is spider wire, not to give them an ad, but I believe that's what it is. And it's pretty good stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to just push this through here, and we're going to use this to tie the noodle to to the top by just wrapping it around and coiling it every so often and just wrapping it around the top, and then that'll secure that. And with this 80-pound test, I can assure you that this noodle is not going to go anywhere. So there's no sense of you watching me tie this, so we'll shut the camera down and I'll be with you as soon as we get this all done. Alright, so there you have it. We're all secured at the top with the fishing line, and we're secured with our little tethered loop, and we're ready to go. One thing you might want to do is grab some like river rocks, like some small river rocks or something that's a little bit with a little bit of weight on it. You don't want it to fall through the bottom, but you want to put a little bit of weight on the bottom here so that it'll sink down to the bottom. But don't put too much on there because it'll pull the noodle down. And that's it. And this here will allow the fish to live in their own environment. Of course, they'll be a little bit contained. And we have found that 2 or 3 days, they're perfectly fine and alive and ready to go. So as you're maybe using a sabiki rig, picking up some small bait fish by the dock or seawall, throw them into your keeper, and a couple days later when you go fishing, you're going to have a whole bunch of freshly live bait.